with a G here, she ain't talk to me. She broke me. You ain't fulfilling what a pure absence of hope can do. Only the darlings hope they've broken you. Yeah, they better hold back. I'm a full force of the cold fact. You the cold floor what? Make a new life, never boo-hoo, never lose sight. I'm a voodoo with a burst talk from my old soul, with a stop drop, with a squad top, we don't stop a lot. We don't talk a lot about it. And I'm a cop when I scream. I promise y'all, mind y'all. I could a couple times I took my eyes off the prize, y'all. I know a few people pray for my y'all. But like cream, I had to rise, y'all. Oh my God. A couple times I took my eyes off the prize, y'all. I know a few people pray for my but these girls won't be waiting for me now, y'all.
My girl soft and shaped like a strawberry, with a tat like Stephon Marbury. Carry all my dirt, bury all of my sins, staring out of the bins.
He invited the guests. We hosted the competition. Here it is, the first ever Chris Webber Invitational. On Team Webber,
Philadelphia, home to one of the NBA's most historic teams, the 76ers. Here are the players arriving earlier in the mood for action. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Sixers coach Brett Brown helped build this team from ground zero. There were some lean years in Philly. Brown helped set the values and the culture for this team. Brown said, can you teach? Can you cultivate relationships? And do you bring energy? Those three qualities are what I hope to create throughout my tenure here. Kevin, mission accomplished.
He's done a terrific job. Thanks, David. Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. They've got Pippen. Harper's out there with Brandon Roy. Then there's Wallace, and it's Aldridge in at the 4 slot. And for Philadelphia, O'Neal is out there with Kevin McHale. Then there's Richardson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Van Arsdale in at the 2. And Coach Jim Boylan agreeing to a multi-year extension with the Bulls this summer break.
And taking that interim tag off his title as head coach, Boylan, with over 30 years of coaching experience, afforded the opportunity to continue developing this young core.
And so here we go, the 76ers to start it. George against Pippen. From outside the arc. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in.
But that's the way to go if you've got good position.
Richardson against Harper. The pass to Aldridge. 6 on the shot clock. Rebounded by McHale. Philadelphia with the ball. Van Arsdale, the pass to O'Neal. And the cut by O'Neal.
Boy, nobody wants to get in his way when he's this deep. Watch out.
Outside Roy. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It goes on Kevin McHale.
And there's been some turnover in the Philly front office, but through it all, some bold moves.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, guys. First, the process, and we heard a lot about that as they were stockpiling draft picks and losing a lot of games. It was maybe the most drastic rebuild in NBA history, at least as I can recall. Then new leadership in Elton Brand, who's done an outstanding job pushing all their chips into the middle to go for it. Great credit to him for not sitting back. In both cases, a plan and a direction, and that's what you want from your organization.
Where you start in the standings could be very different, Clark, from where you finish. As a team, what do you do to continue to improve as the season goes on?
I think it's a combination of little things and guys getting more familiar and more accepting of their roles. But I think it's always attention to detail, Kevin. That's really where teams make the most improvement, not forgetting the little things on a daily basis, the habits that produce winning over time.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
The 76ers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. First free throw is good.
And O'Neal, clearly one of the biggest human beings you'll ever see. A mammoth of a man. About a seventh of a ton. And yet, unstoppable.
O'Neal hits them both. Play with it. Blocked by Shaq.
Love seeing O'Neal use his body to come up with those blocks. An imposing force and a pretty consistent defender as well.
George passes to O'Neal. A little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Nice D from Aldridge. Knocks it loose. Puts it up from 17. And again, Chicago. No good. 76ers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far. And the dunk by O'Neal.
How about the reach of O'Neal there? A huge target for his teammates on these alley-oops.
Outside Pippen. And it's sent back by O'Neal.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
Richardson the pass to O'Neal. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint.
Here, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
And Coach Brown, Clark, captained the ship through some real rough times in the beginning.
And you know, Kevin, I think for that reason and the job he's done here recently, he's earned the right to see this thing through. It's a result-oriented profession. I know that, and I understand it. But this is a team built to contend, and that's the expectation, and I'd like to see Brett Brown have a chance to bring it to full fruition.
A high post shot, and the Bulls with another miss.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Aldridge with it, guarded now by Shaq. To the middle, here's Wallace. That falls. Nice feed that time from Scottie Pippen.
And Scottie Pippen so good at surveying the floor. Like seeing him find the open man with those sweet dishes.
And here's George for 3. Scored the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Here's Aldridge. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And, you know, Aldridge is a load to deal with. When he gets good position, you pretty much have to be physical with it.
Bulls have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line. And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of neat to see Aldridge take on more of a leadership role. He's somebody the younger guys can look up to.
Chicago making a switch here. Whiteside's checked in for Wallace. King comes in for Scottie Pippen. Havlicek, he's checked in for Brandon Roy. And Nash is subbed in for Harper. Both free throws good for Mulder.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Nash against Richardson. We've got 1:18 left in the first quarter of the game. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Say this about Richardson. He is a fearless player. There isn't an opponent who doesn't think he can dominate or a situation he can't take charge of. There is no back down in Michael Ray.
And he makes the first. Chicago making a switch here. Oakley's checked in. And Richardson drops them both. Bulls trail by 10. 1:10 left here in the opening quarter. Here's Havlicek. Second chance effort. Oakley misses.
Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that.
Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play. The Bulls have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
You know, guys, you've got to give much respect to the length of Whiteside. I mean, he's a hulking 7-footer who takes a lot of pride in being the defensive anchor for this team.
Got a hand on it. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
I'm not sure what he was thinking about with that pass. Just sailed it right out of bounds.
40 seconds left in the first. Outside, George. Back to Rubio. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Clock at 6. George, that's a two-pointer. And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Nash outside. Here's Rubio. And misses it off the right side of the rim. And so it's Philadelphia in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, what's your take so far in Philadelphia?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the energy, the effort defensively. They put it all out there in that opening quarter.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Havlicek is out there with Nash. Then it's King. Then it's Oakley. And it's Whiteside. And at the 5 down low. Rebounded by Gafford.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
King, the pass to Oakley. And it's denied. Passion for the game of basketball. Any passions that our fans may not know about?
Yeah, I enjoy golf. I'm an avid reader. As you well know, Kevin, we actually share book titles on occasion. Obviously, food is universal, and there's nothing I turn down. I try to eat certain things in moderation. But I enjoy board games, too. In terms of sports, fan of football, both college and pro, enjoy playing golf. And board games and reading probably are what occupy my time.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. George looking over the floor. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Chicago. On Saturday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Miami Heat. Then on Sunday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. King outside. Pass to Havlicek. 14 feet away. A shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And guys, you got to know who you're guarding. You got to run the shooter off that sweet spot. And for Havlicek, that's anything in the mid-range area.
No one covered. George has got 5 points so far.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Passes to Havlicek. Shot from the wing. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Here's Rubio. Pass to Gafford. And stolen by Whiteside. Nash outside. Here's King. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists.
You know, Nash is an excellent distributor, a phenomenal floor general, great at recognizing when his guys are open.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. So Chicago ends up going with the new group.
And checking out the stats for Aldridge. Great showing for him last season. Last season put up about 21 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you can't downplay the importance of good size off the bench.
Space invader, a big guy who simply holds his ground and makes opponents work around him. That's good stuff.
Richardson kicks to George. Wow, came this close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws. That one on Pippen.
You know, one of the things Paul George, PG, has done is improve his ball handling, and as a result, defenders are nervous when he's handling the ball and getting up into a shot.
It's his first trip to the line.
East side. 3 shots.
That's good from George.
And, you know, the versatile George does so many things well. High-octane player who I think gives you intensity at both ends of the court.
And he nails the third.
Well, he's certainly been on target with the free throws. Such an advantage when your bigs can knock him down from the line.
Outside Roy. Outside Pippen. 1:57 left to play here in the second quarter. 5 on the clock. Aldridge misses.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Here's Van Arsdale. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Outside, George. Another miss by Philadelphia.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
Pippen kicks to Harper. Back to Pippen. He dishes it to Roy. Outside Harper. It's blocked by Shaq. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Here's O'Neal. And there's the bucket. Still with it on the offensive glass. Getting it done. Shaq's got 12 points in the game. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
A 17-footer. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
The 76ers leading by 9. George. That's a two-pointer. That one's good. Just his third make. Brings him to 3 for 8 in this game.
And George typically capitalizes well off any pick and roll situation because he makes quick decisions and his basketball IQ is pretty high.
To the right side. Fader on the way. Aldridge can't get it to go.
Fadeaway was the right shot there because he got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
Richardson outside. He can't get that one to fall. Nice defense from Wallace.
Boy, a dominant big man is O'Neal. Superb control inside. This dude will feast on the interior.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers looking at a 13. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Right out of the gates, it was Philadelphia setting the tone. Looking at the scoring breakdown, they ended up going wire to wire in the first quarter, never once giving up their lead. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front. And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back. Kevin Harlan. Go. Go ahead.
And after a very lopsided, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Really an incredible game from Shaquille O'Neal.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
They've got Richardson. Paul George is out there with Kevin McHale. Then there's Shaquille O'Neal. And it's Van Arsdale in at the shooting guard position. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
All right, Clark, game is on the line. One free throw to make to win a big game. Who is up there for you?
I'd go with your colleague and mine.
Oh, yeah.
But since he's no longer in uniform today, I will go with Steph Curry and Malcolm Brogdon.
Great name. And it's sent back by O'Neal. There's the feed to Richardson. And he lays it straight in.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys he can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
Outside Pippen. No good on that one. And it's Philadelphia the other way.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Shaq fishing to George. And there's the pass to Van Arsdale. And the basket is good. And the 76ers lead by 18.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Chicago calls timeout. Mark the relationship between referees and players, reaching a fever pitch. What can be done to smooth those waters and mend those fences?
Well, I think first and foremost, players have to give. Both sides have to give in this equation, but I think it's incumbent upon the players to accept and respect the position of the officials, and the officials have to also be willing to engage in interacting well with the players. It's a two-way street, but I think most of that is on the players because they have to control how they respond to officials more than officials have to respond to them.
Here's McHale, and the call on the shot sends him to the line. It's going to go on Charles Oakley.
The man of a million moves, Kevin McHale, wrote the textbook on how to operate in the post.
The 76ers have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9. And that one falls for McHale. Ricky Rubio checked in for Philadelphia. And McHale drops them both. Now here's Nash. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. He kicks to Oakley. Right side against O'Neal. Right side, the pass to Havlicek. McHale against Nash. To stop the run. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the board has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And, you know, the lead just keeps growing. I mean, this game is not going to get out of their grip. They're going to keep pulling away.
Rubio with a wide look. It's good from long range. Rubio's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Chicago calls timeout.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
You know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Havlicek. That's good from 17 feet away. Havlicek's got his second basket of the night.
And providing the support where they need it. That stops a 12-0 run by the Sixers.
To the inside. Here's O'Neal. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
And Whiteside takes great pride in rejecting shots. Outstanding at getting his arms up and the 9 shooters.
And the 76ers with some changes. Looney comes in for Shaq, and Josh Richardson subbed in for Ricky Rubio. 1:53 left in the third quarter. Whiteside kicks to Havlicek. Back to Whiteside. Shot clock at 5. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
And Hassan Whiteside in this deep. Forget about it, Kevin. I mean, he's great at getting inside and finishing with force.
Richardson against Havlicek. Richardson attacking. And it's blocked by Whiteside. McHale hits the jumper. 1:14 left to play in the third. Richardson against Nash. Pass to Havlicek. Passes it to Oakley. Shot clock at 6. Here's Whiteside. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And checking out the numbers for Whiteside, a very nice season for him last year. 7th in blocks, 11th in rebounding, and a great touch around the rim. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
Great anticipation and timing. That's how he ended up a top 10 shot blocker. And the 76ers making a change here. George is checked in. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Wallace is checked in for Oakley. Pippen comes in for King. Brandon Roy is checked in for Havlicek. And it's Harper in for Nash.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Outside Roy. Goes up on the wing. Chicago now working with the new shot clock. Richardson against Harper. Whiteside kicks to Harper. For 3. But they'll get another chance. Roy from outside. It doesn't go for him. And so it's Philadelphia holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. From the field, they have been outstanding. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter.
serves him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. So for Chicago right now, we've got Brandon Roy. He's out there with Harper. Whiteside is out there with Williams. And it's Eubanks in at the 4th. It's blocked. On the wing, Brandon Roy. Wallace covering.
And Harper brings a lot of physicality to the table. Also solid.
Rubio, the pass to Bell. Battier kicks to Wallace. Rubio outside, just 5 to shoot. Tipped away. Outside Roy, over Wallace. Second chance shot, and it's laid in by Whiteside.
And the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
Harper against Rubio. And Philadelphia with another turnover here. Both teams deciding to change it up. So it's Chicago now. Here in the 4th quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Here's Pippen, and it's blocked. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. And here's Wallace. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Pippen kicks to Harper. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this 4th quarter. And yes, it's good. Mark, over the last couple decades, the role of the big man has changed and required more skill outside shooting among them.
Yeah, that's one of the things. And then the ability to move your feet defensively.
Yes.
Because the three-point shot spaces the floor so much. And a lot of times teams will have 4, maybe 5 perimeter shooters out there regardless of size. So big guys, if they're going to play in that type of an alignment, have to be able to move their feet and effectively guard perimeter players and also make shots on the perimeter as well.
Amazing to see guys that big out there sometimes with a one-on-one with the guard, like on the
Yeah.
3-point line.
No doubt. And also the big guys, we've got a ton of them, Kevin, across the league that can really knock down the three-point shot.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the 76ers.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
McHale's checked in for Bell. And Chicago also making a switch. Nash is checked in. And he can't hit the second. Clark, last season we saw more of the global game series from the NBA. The games in Mexico, one in England. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it really is, because I actually 6 years ago had a chance to be with the Pacers in the global games in the Philippines and then Taipei, Taiwan with the Rockets. Great experience for the players and the organization. And it's an additional level of travel, no doubt. About a week to 10 days when you're in another country. But it's great for the game. It's great for the fans in those countries.
Down low, here's Wallace. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on Shaq.
And Wallace, just an unreal defender. An undersized center who blocks shots and pounds the glass like a madman.
Wallace hits 2 free throws. Al Richardson. 1:51 left in the 4th quarter. Shaq in the high post. Gets hauled in by the Bulls. Wallace has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Roy. And Shaquille O'Neal pulls it down. Shaq's got 8 rebounds in this game. Richardson against Nash. Richardson the pass to Van Arsdale. Back to Richardson. Ace again. McHale left side. 6 to shoot. Outside, George. Chicago grabs the miss.
And he missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
Roy passes to Aldridge. Fade away. It's good.
You know, there are some that say Aldridge likes his mid-range game a little too much, but hey, there's a lot to like about the way he shoots it from there.
Outside, George. The 76ers with another miss. Here's Chicago. They played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. Outside for Roy. Rolls it up. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance.
Grabe si Shaq.